XHTML tags, basic tags. Here's some sample HTML code. Let's deconstruct it. It has an XML declaration. This line identifies this document as an XHTML document. A document type definition points to a URL that outlines elements, attributes, and their usage. There are three types of DTDs: transitional, strict, and frame set. The one that we will concern ourselves with is strict, and it uses XHTML 1.0 elements only. In other words, it adheres to standard XHTML 1.0 strict code. Then we have HTML starting and ending tags and their namespace. Let's not concern ourselves with the namespace. We just need to know that every page has an XHTML opening and closing tag. This is really where our page starts. We have a head tag. A head tag contains all the header information for a page. Things like keywords and meta tags. It also will include a title tag, as we'll see next. Title tags will just allow us to enclose a title between the title tags, and this title will appear in the blue information bar or the title bar of Internet Explorer, Opera, Firefox, or whatever browser you're using. Inside the body tags, you're going to find all the visible content that's placed there for the end user. Things that might appear here would be images, JPEG, GIF, and PNG images, or media like videos or flash content, tables, text, headers, something called divisions later on. All of these things appear within the body of your HTML page. This is where, again, all of the viewable content will appear for the end user. Here's an example of the most basic HTML page. This page doesn't have the data type declaration. It's just the basics. It starts with an HTML tag it opens, and at the very bottom of the document, surrounding everything, or we say wrapped around all other tags, or encompassing, is a closing HTML tag. And this is how most tag sets will appear. They'll open, but they'll also have a closing tag. Inside of the HTML tag is a head tag. You see the opening head tag? Find the closing head tag. Notice that there's a title in between them. Then you have a body tag. This is where the words "Hello World" will appear inside of the viewable document that the end user is looking at. So let's add the following tags. Let's make our own document. We're going to add comments. Comments literally look like you see here in red. They start with a bracket, exclamation, dash dash, and then your comments follow, and then they close with a dash dash and a closing bracket. You also have something called headers. The header tags are H1s through H6, H1 being the largest, H6 being the smallest. These are like headers in a newspaper. If you can imagine the Dallas Morning News being at H1, and then several levels down is a paragraph inside of a story. That might be an H3 or an H4, the header for a new paragraph inside of a story. Then you have a P tag. P tags create paragraphs. Emphasis tags emphasize it. It's similar to italics, but it has some semantic meaning. We don't use the I tag anymore in XHTML. That's something from the past. We used to have an I tag for italics or italicizing before XHTML when we were just using HTML. but it's been formalized, so we now use the emphasis tag. Same kind of thing is going on with the strong. The strong tag is used instead of bold. It just has more meaning. It says, hey, this is strong. And it's there because it has the meaning of being strong, not just because it's bold and because of the way that it looks. Again, this boils back to semantics. Then there's something called a break tag that introduces a line break. So we have our basic XHTML page here, the most basic one. And in this example, inside of the body tag, we're adding a comment. Next, we add a header. So right after the comment, and by the way, the comments are not viewable to the end user even though they're in the body tag. They're invisible, and they're just sitting there in the source code. If someone looks at your page and does a view source, they can see that the comment's there. It just won't display in their normal window. So in this example, we're adding our header tag. And our header, our H1, a very large header by the way, just says hello world. Next we add a paragraph. So underneath the H1 tags, look at how they are. They open and then they close. And then there's the next thing, and it's your paragraph. It opens with a P, and then it has to close with a P. Just take notice, it's the same pattern for all the tags. They open, they close. Where you see a closing one, it's preceded by a /. And all of these tags have content in between them, such as the words in this paragraph. This is a paragraph. Now we can add emphasis. This is an example of nested tags. So you have your paragraph. This is a paragraph. And then inside of that paragraph, you would like to go ahead and emphasize the word paragraph. Well, we have the emphasis tag to do this. And we just wrap it around the word that we want to italicize or emphasize. Then we can add a strong or a bolding in addition. And look at how this is in the same paragraph. We just wrap the strong tag around the word that we would like to bold. And just going back to this slide 14, just make sure that you don't invalidly nest your tags. You open it, you close it. If you open a tag, don't have an emphasis tag closing inside of the strong tags. That would be wrong. Just when you open it, you close it. You open, you close it. Okay? Now this is an example of us adding a line break. So I've added the text. This is a line. And then I line break to make sure that the text that says this is another line does not appear on the same line. It will actually appear because of the break on its own line. And this is an example of a very simple page and how to add the tags.